We did have a problem with the GPU, particularly in the channel. We had some elevated inventory levels going into the third quarter, and those ended up being a little bit larger than expected. But when you look overall at the business,
it's a buy
I'm actually
right
pretty
here.
happy with how the business is shaping up, particularly around new products. You know, Jim, if we looked at it a year ago, we talked about how new products were going to drive, AMD's growth and AMD's market expansion. And going into the fourth quarter, we're going to have over 50% of our revenue in those new products around, processors, around data center, around GPUs in the data center. So I think the product story is doing quite well. And then to your question about, a year from now, I mean, it is all about, products and product competitiveness. We love our markets. We think the data center market is a strong market and will continue to be strong. And our goal is to gain market share on the strength of our new products and our 7-nanometer competitiveness.
All right, so let's talk about this inventory issue, because people are going to focus on that, whether they're not going to focus on the better gross margins, at least not today. Two things that I'm hearing. One is that obviously there was in the channel, there was a lot of demand for, let's say, for crypto and for blockchain. But there's also another line of thought that I'm getting from the bears on AMD, which is that people are waiting or starting to buy the NVIDIA chip, and that's the problem.
Yes, so let's talk about GPUs. I think GPUs in general are a very good market, and we consider it a growth market. Now, what we had is a very strong first half of the year. There was a lot of demand for GPUs in the first half of the year, and frankly, we were undersupplied.
Right.
And so in that case, people build up inventories, and when the demand tailed off a bit, there's some extra inventories in the channel. This happens from time to time. We'll work through it, we'll manage through it. And as it goes to our competitiveness, look, we think GPUs are extremely important. We're investing strongly in both the hardware and software, and I think you will see new products coming out from us as well that will be very competitive.
All right, one last question before I turn over to my colleagues. Lisa, I thought you would have killed it, given how poorly Intel is doing right now. I thought you would have taken great share. I think your chips are better and cheaper, and I cannot believe I said that, because for 30 years I've said the opposite. Why did you not annihilate Intel this quarter?
Well, as you know, Jim, we're always on a journey, and it is a journey. I will say, I believe we gained share in the third quarter in our processor business. We'll see how the results come out, but we were very strong in desktop and notebook, and we increased our units and revenue in server as well. But it's a multi-quarter journey, and we look at it as we're going to increase again in the fourth quarter. We have a very strong roadmap in 2019. Customers are engaging deeply with us on the cloud and the OEM side. So I do believe we will gain share, and it is a journey that I always try to remind people.
One of your answers reminded me of the beige book yesterday out of the Philly Fed. These regional banks that have comments on the economy, macro. And they say several key industrial suppliers believe their clients placed excessive orders to boost inventories in advance of tariffs, and now expect the demand will be lower over the next 6 months to a year. Does that pass the smell test to you?
I think every industry is a little bit different. Clearly, we're all watching the tariff situation, and it does add complexity to the supply chain. What we would say for our industry is, we are multi-sourced in general, so we have various sources for supply. We don't see tariffs as a meaningful impact to our business, but we do see customers having more complexity and needing to work through their supply chains, and we will continue to work through it with them.
Could come down a little bit and maybe make a
certainly would like to see
retest
resolution
just to
sooner
make
rather than
sure.
later, but we're prepared to work through it. And as I said,
This level
the thing
seems
about global
to be
supply
holding
chains
pretty
is,
good.
if you have multiple sources, you can work through that.
Lisa, we're going to be getting earnings from Amazon and Alphabet and commentary along with it. These are the hyperscale data center guys that you seem somewhat confident about in terms of their spending plans, but CapEx is certainly going to be watched closely. Why am I picking up confidence from you? You think they're going to continue to spend at the rate they are?
Well, David, we really do believe that the data center is a macro, trend that is very strong. And when you look at it, people need more computing. There's, more need for high-performance computing. There's more need for machine learning and artificial intelligence. So we think this is a long-term bet. Of course, there may be, quarter-to-quarter variations. But from our view, this is what we believe is, the bet for AMD, as well as a very, very strong growth driver for semiconductors.
Okay, I've got to go back because I know that people are going to say you glossed over this inventory issue. You made it very clear in the comms call this is not a one-time issue. What do you say to people who want to buy the stock, but you basically said, hey, next quarter's going to be tough with this inventory too?
You know, I
It
think
might
what's
need to
really
come down
important,
to
Jim, is
16
for people to look at the quality of the
1630,
revenue.
I think, is
the
its
quality
next
of the
resistance.
revenue is
16
where
something.
are our new products? You know, the fact that our margins will be 41% in Q4, the fact that our client business, our processor business, our data center business, both CPU and GPU will be up. I think the quality of revenue is very strong and indicative of where we're going. And, you know, I think the important metric, Jim, is, you know, exiting this year, we'll be at 50% of our products being from new products.
Higher margin.
Higher margin. Imagine what we'll be in 2019 as that trend continues. And it's all about new product momentum, you know, growth in data center, and that's
She
what we're
just turned the
focused on.
stock around
So,
by
yes,
those
there's
words
some
right
GPU
there, in
channel
my
stuff, and
opinion.
we'll work through it.
Well, I was hoping
Bye,
you'd talk
bye,
about
bye.
what Microsoft talked about
I gotta
last
get
night,
going.
which
The
is
market's about to
brand new
open. I'd like to
2020
thank CNBC
Xbox.
for letting
That's
me
huge. So
use
we
this
should
footage.
maybe even think past 2019.
Jim Cramer's
How
the
much does
man.
Xbox mean to you?
Now, I'm not going to comment
Oh.
on any specific customer.
I wanted to hear what
How much does
Xbox.
gaming mean to you?
Oh, yes, gaming.
But you're making a very important point. I think we
Yes.
believe gaming is very important. We believe the console market is a very good market. And, you know, we do see in our custom business growth beyond 2019.
And do you think
That's
these
what we
Chinese
like to hear.
gaming approvals are throwing a wrench in that market at all?
You know, again, I would view those as perturbations. You know, in the grand scheme of things,
What does that mean?
I think gaming is a good market. Gaming is a good market in China. You know, whether you're talking about PC gaming, cloud gaming, or console gaming, gaming is a good
I don't
market.
know about consoles, Lisa. I mean, I've
Gaming
seen
is
the
a
lack of
good
latency on a
market.
5G network. You're not going to need the console in the home anymore. Now, that may be a few years out, but it's coming.
You know, I think the beauty of it is
But
that
for higher
you have the
graphics.
ability to play games across all of your platforms.
Yeah.
So whether you're talking about PCs or consoles or the cloud,
You have to have one of them.
we have the technology that can really address that. And so gaming is a secular growth driver, and you know, whichever platform it's on, you know, we're going to service that demand.
Well,